Welcome back to the show. I'm Eitan. This is Drexton in studio right now. I'll say it. What a freaking booking. Give it up for Sharief Johnson. What's up, man?
What's up, bro?
What's up, my famous friend? How you feeling,
my
man?
guy?
Famous? Are you famous?
No.
Listen,
He said you were famous.
I mean, I watch Power.
I'm on Power Book 3, Raising Canaan right now.
Oh.
Yeah, recurring character.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. Well, when we get back from this strike.
Yeah. We'll talk to them. My dad, I actually recently told my dad to get involved.
Did you?
Yeah. My dad is, of course, a general practice attorney in Borough Park, New York. But I was like, Dad, you got to fix this. And he was like, I'm on it. Actually, I will say, weird thing, my dad just texted me because he had a kidney transplant like 2 weeks ago. He just texted me, my kidneys are up.
They're up?
I think they were sleeping.
What?
Yeah, I know.
These kidneys are thriving.
Yeah, my dad got really into it.
That's wild.
My dad's home doing nothing, right now.
He's just on TikTok.
Yeah.
Like, up. Okay.
Yeah. My kidneys are up.
Next week he's gonna take on Barbie culture. It's just he's picking out the stuff that he likes week to week. Anyways, all right, let's talk about this. You actually played football. You played for Duquesne and for Temple.
No. I got recruited by Duquesne's in Temple.
Oh.
I played for Elizabeth High School. So what happened was I had a scholarship.
Elizabeth,
these were
where?
the only two in New Jersey.
No freaking way.
Yeah,
I
bro.
went to JEC in New Jersey, in Elizabeth.
JEC?
Yeah, Elmora Avenue. If you go all the way down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on the opposite side of town.
I know where you at.
Yeah.
Wait, you had
all
good
the Jewish
grades.
people.
You
What?
had good grades.
No, are you kidding me? Terrible. Well, first of all, it was an all-boys Jewish school.
Okay.
So they couldn't kick you out.
Okay.
And I will tell you something right now. A lot of people think that when I tell them I went to like a private school or whatever,
Yeah.
everyone's like, oh, good. No. My school wasn't accredited for English.
What?
So I got a really good Hebrew education and the worst secular education that money could buy.
Yeah.
I can't divide. I can't spell. I know more about the 6-Day War than I do about the Revolutionary War. You know how often the 6-Day War comes up in conversation?
Yeah.
Never.
Just be at a restaurant reading the menu, they'll be like, sound it out, sir.
Yeah.
What can you do?
Yeah. All right.
I can count.
This is my school. My school, I went to great great Jewish education. I've never actually tasted bacon before, so like that's, actually I have since then. But yeah, well, that's crazy. Yeah. Okay, well, you went to Elizabeth High.
Yeah.
Are you from? Wait, you from the area?
Yeah. I grew up on 155 Court Street, 2nd and Court.
No
right,
freaking
right by
way.
St. Patrick's School. Yeah.
No way.
Yeah,
I was down Route 22 in Springfield, off of Morris Avenue all the way down.
I know where you at.
Now let me tell you right now.
wild.
There's about 10 people at home. They're just like, oh, I know these landmarks.
I am not one of them.
I'm from New Jersey.
No
you
freaking
never
way.
been to New Jersey.
You know that White Castle on the end of Elmora or whatever?
Yeah.
So many people
I
in
know
my
that
grade
White Castle.
got suspended because it's not kosher, and they went there. They were like, "We want to try non-kosher meat," and then a rabbi caught them and was
But
suspended.
is White Castle the hill you want to die on?
Yeah.
Little
Isn't
Jewish
that
kids
crazy?
addicted to White Castle.
Yo, it's true.
Really?
Yeah. We're just like, look at these tiny little things. Every time we eat a hamburger, it's overcooked and unseasoned.
Yeah.
White Castle, I'm like, onions?
Right. And these little burgers, man, oh, you can eat 30 of them, man.
Oh, my God.
See, because I grew up on Crystals. We had Crystals down south.
I see. Yeah.
And those it's the same thing,
Yeah.
right? But I didn't love because I was like, why not just give me a regular sized hamburger? Why I got to do it anyway?
Can you talk?
Now small, just to go back to you too. I relate. It's wild how I'm relating to both of you guys. Half of my life was spent in Georgia.
You're the middle section
Where
of
in
the Venn diagram.
Dublin?
Georgia. Yeah.
Word.
Yeah.
You were in the boonies.
Yeah, I was in the boot.
As in, these references are
Yeah.
Dublin. These specific.
So you played football for Elizabeth.
Wait, I think that's actually, if we're talking about Elizabeth High, though, I want to talk about the fact that area, Union County, is a hotbed for basketball and football talent.
For sure.
Yeah, speak to me on
Bro,
that.
Elizabeth High School, so our high school, we had about like 7 academies they're called, but they're really like just small high school. So you had like Dwyer, you had Jefferson, all these things filled with hundreds and thousands of students. So we had like a bunch of students to choose from. That's why our sports are always so good.
Yeah.
Because you got a bunch of buildings, now mind you, I may never see some of my teammates in school ever.
Yeah.
Because they all go to different buildings.
If I'm not mistaken, Elizabeth High was, when I was there, the 3rd largest high school in America.
Yeah.
And like number 1 was in Texas, number 2 I think was in California,
sure.
and then the 3rd one was Elizabeth High.
So y'all got a lot of players just by sheer numbers.
Yeah,
I mean,
totally.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
It is.
Also, that area. I mean, the Al Harrington. You know, I used to when I was a camp counselor at the YMCA. I would see Al Harrington every once in a while.
Yeah.
You know that
he's
area.
a god. He's a god there.
There is like that
really.
YMCA makes champions. I think Kyrie Irving also came out of there.
From Elizabeth, but he went to St. Patrick's.
No, but he
he's
used
from-
to do that
he's from
YMCA
Elizabeth.
though.
Yeah.
I didn't even know Kyrie was from Elizabeth.
Yeah.
That's
He's from
crazy.
over there, man.
Oh, God. What's it like going to a school where you don't see anyone that you know?
It's wild. all I got to say is wild. But listen, the college. So I went to Keene University, right? Keene,
Of course.
Keene was actually smaller to me than the high school. Because high school, mind you, I'm not seeing. And Keene is a smaller D3 school, so I knew everybody on campus.
Yeah.
I didn't know anybody
And
in high
Keene-
school besides the football team.
Yeah.
And you know your little girlfriend, if you got a little girlfriend or something like that. I knew the girl.
Hey, listen,
Keene also
she
went
knew
to
it
the
too.
girl.
She over there. I gotta get it right.
Keene also used to be a dump. And then it got like some wild cash infusion, and now it's like all brand new
It was
buildings.
a state school. at
Yeah.
first. It was a state, and then they started winning. Of course, football, as we know across America, once you start winning with football, the school starts getting, funding from people. So that's what happens.
that's
And
what
their baseball team also.
The baseball team's good.
Yeah,
Great
and all of a sudden, once they started getting, you know what it is? You can tell a school's about to pop off when they start to put that, like, poster thing around the nets so you don't look in. When you're trying to look into the stadium, for schools that aren't doing well, they're like, come look, we don't care.
Bro,
but once they start to get that big sign with all the players and stuff like that, you're like, uh-oh, someone got money.
Right.
Yeah.
So what's funny is, like I said, I got recruited by Temple and Duquesne, right?
Okay.
They weren't helping me out as far. I had a kid in high school. They weren't helping me out with that though. You know what I mean? And Keene being right there, they offered a lot. Even though they don't give scholarships, but they make a way to help players that they can help. And they had a daycare system, everything there. So I ended up going to Keene for that reason. But I remember going to that school, like being a little depressed as an athlete. Like, man, I'm too good to play D3. You know, because when you get, that's how you feel. You start feeling yourself.
So what was it like actually then? Did that feeling ever leave?
I go on campus, right? I'll never forget this. Speaking of like how you notice things start changing, I go there and I'm looking at the facility. Keene has some of the best. I sound like a sponsor.
No, say it. The weather department.
But their facilities, like sports facilities, I guarantee you is just as good, if not better, than a lot of D1 programs.
What is that transition like for you? Like to be like, yo, I feel like I'm better than this, but I've got to do this. Do you walk in and at first you're like, this is trash, and then you go, I'm a big fish in a small pond?
So check this out. I'll be honest with you guys. I walked in with an ego. This was the best life lesson for me, though. It really was, because it's like, no matter where you at, be as great as you can be. You know what I mean? Because everybody's somewhere.
Yeah.
We all people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I walked in there feeling like big fish or whatever. Like I wouldn't even like. I had an ego. It was terrible.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, I don't belong here with these players and stuff. The first week I missed, like, of the camp when it started. I didn't even show up.
Whoa.
Yeah, true story. I didn't even show. And the coach was gonna kick me off. He was gonna kick me off, but I remember like, as soon as they wanted to take it away, I got my act together. I was like, please, man, I do want to play. I do anything. Come on, let me dance. So I'm like, but honestly though, I had a reality check that first practice because I remember we get pads on and I'm looking around. And I'm starting to realize, like, oh, there's more ballers here. There's ballers everywhere you go. There's people who didn't go D1, maybe because of grades, maybe they got kicked out of a school. You just don't know. But these are ballers. And I remember I got my head knocked off, and I was like, all right, yeah, that knocks some sense into it. I said, oh, they playing.
Yeah, it is pretty hard to be like, I'm better than everyone. You're like clutching your side. You're like, oh, they don't know I'm your foot's flailing off.
And the person who missed the first week, they're like, no, you didn't even get the condition of the Would have been like Coach Carter, like everyone's doing suicides.
Right. But that's how it kind of was. Shout out to
Really?
Coach Garrett at King University, though. He was kind of, he was like Coach Carter for me. What's your biggest fear?
Now,
Not playing.
It's actually true. He coaches in the trampoline football league that they have, slam ball. Coach Carter coaches for it now.
No way.
Isn't that crazy?
No way.
Yeah, we know this because he's
Coach Carter,
Like the actual, no, not Samuel Jackson.
Samuel Jackson.
I was gonna say Samuel yelling, no more snakes
Yo,
on this court.
I'm sorry, but someone needs to pay Samuel Jackson a one-day rate to coach a team as Coach Carter.
Yeah.
That needs to happen.
The
Someone
Knicks,
needs to,
Knicks need him.
Yeah.
Say what again? Say what? We gotta go to a quick commercial break. We'll be right back with more Sports Talk Game Breakers right after this. Baby.
Coach Carter, we know he plays slam ball because he doesn't show up to interviews here. Huh? Ain't that something, Coach?
Welcome back to Sports Talk Game Breakers here on Prime Video. I'm Drexel Clemens, as always, enjoyed by the Christmas present-looking man himself, Eitan Levine.
Open me up under a tree. Just.
It's Eitan in a box. Still in studio. I'll say it.
What a friggin' booking.
Sharief Johnson joins the show.
Hey,
what's going on, man?
Sharief?
Yeah, boy.
There you go.
Great block. Yeah. Great first block.
Yeah.
Impressive.
Crush. It was 8 minutes on just very specific Elizabeth, New Jersey stuff. I thought it was great.
People in Elizabeth and people in Georgia both got 4 minutes of stuff that was for them and 4 minutes of stuff that was not for them.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I
yeah, text message.
really love that.
Eitan's dad said that segment was up. I don't know what that means.
Oh,
don't know.
I
He
actually
just
did
always
get.
texted.
My dad did just text me. He just meant it woke up. Apparently, it was sleeping. Apparently, when you get a new kidney, it's not awake for like a minute. So
that's
it
sad.
woke up.
That's
Well, you got it. It's up. I don't know. It's not like he was
Eitan
like, my
Dad.
kidney won't freaking wake up.
if it's up,
Anyway,
it's up.
Let's talk about this. So the next segment we want to do with you, want to play a little game with you. You know, there's a lot of sports stories out there, a lot of sports commentary happening. We want to kind of get your gauge your temperature on this stuff, see how you feel about it. And we like to do that in a segment that we like to call Smash or Pass. And the first one we're going to do, Steph Curry will be remembered as the undisputed greatest point guard of all time when his career is over. Smash or pass?
So smash means I have a take
You
on
agree,
it?
you
Okay.
agree.
Oh, no, I pass.
Why?
What is
Pass.
it?
I think he'll be remembered as the greatest shooter of all time.
Whoa.
Not point guard. Listen, he is a great point guard. I love the way he moves. That whole offense with the Warriors runs through him because you've seen his endurance training. He's amazing. He is. However, Magic Johnson will go down as the greatest point guard because of how he facilitated the ball, not the offense running through him, but how he ran the offense.
I would like to know what
It's a difference.
Steph Curry's teeny little orange triangle budget is yearly of just him like going like wind sprinting back and like doing suicides. Across, just you know his basement is like 1,000 of those like little orange markers of just him like running between them. No, I agree. I think good. Once again, I do agree. Good best shooter of all time. Obviously, the stats are there. Best point guard. You know, he was on Gilbert Arenas' podcast, and Gilbert Arenas was like, "What is it like being the greatest of all time?" And he was like, "I like it." Like,
cool.
It's good. But yeah, I do agree though. Best shooter, not best point guard.
Gilbert Arenas is that kid in class who got in trouble who you shouldn't talk to sometimes. I said it, Gilbert. Because I mean it.
You want to look the camera?
I mean it, Gilbert. I mean it.
I agree with
Get him
both
on the
of you.
pod.
Steph Curry, greatest shooter in the NBA ever.
100
So far,
hands down.
to a point where his teammates are like, it's a no look. It's a look, turn away, it's a three.
Yeah.
You got it. I mean, point guard though, Magic was great.
Right.
Kyrie's a fantastic point guard, and he's good. He's got good handles in a way that Steph doesn't.
Yeah.
I think Steph, once he gets down to the three, it's fine. Handles, Kyrie could beat him on that. Magic Johnson could have beat him on that.
Right.
So with that, I will say,
Steph's got a better Twitter.
And I'll just say this for the last take on that, man. Because if Steph isn't shooting good, can he pass the ball around and make the team win? I don't think so.
Yeah. Well, who else? Who's he kicking it out to? Like at this point?
Exactly.
Yeah. There's just
Who's
no one there.
Splash
Yeah.
Brother, you know.
Yep.
Yeah.
What about this one, okay? James Harden has been in the news a lot lately, saying, Daryl Morey is a liar, just got fined $100,000 for it, but saying, I'll never play for an organization where he is, whatever, right? James Harden will be fined one more time before the season is over. Smash or pass?
Oh, that's a smash. He will be fine. I 100% believe that. And that's because he hang out with Lil Baby. Anybody who hang out with Lil Baby getting fined. I'm letting you know.
I think he's gonna get. This is the thing.
He's getting fined.
He's not just gonna get. I think that this question actually doesn't fully encapsulate what I think is going to happen. He's going to get fined by the team and by the NBA.
Right.
I think this is the kind of guy who he's going to show up fat as hell. Like, it's just, it is what it is. He's currently chunking it up right now. He's in a Cane's chicken right now, just like putting all the biscuits he can into his face. He's going to show up fat. This team is going to fine him. The team is not going to pull up with his bull crap this year, when he's just like deciding when to show up. I guarantee you he's going to have a bunch of unexplained absences.
Right.
We're going to see him healthy scratch a lot this year. The team is going to get angry with him. And then also he's going to keep on doing things like this where he thinks he's outsmarting the NBA.
Right.
The fine was because he said, I am not playing for any team that Daryl Morey is involved with.
Right.
So he's gonna say something dumb, and it's gonna end up to him getting fined again. So I think double fines.
Yeah, I agree.
Anybody who hangs
And
out,
eventually it's gonna be $250 and then it's going to be 500,000,
Right.
and then at some point you're going to see it actually money kind of coming out of him.
He's gonna be with Dwight in China soon.
Yeah.
I see him doing cartwheels.
Oh, yeah.
And doing stuff over there.
I think he's already got real estate out there. Just wait.
But you're right, though. Anybody who has the confidence to hang out with a guy who beat Drake on his own song, you know what I'm saying? And like, was bold about it. Like, hey, listen again to when I out-rap Drake. You saw that. Like, you don't want that guy on your team.
Yeah.
That guy is just a fine city right there.
Exactly.
So for me with James Harden, I think what he's gonna do is not only gain all the weight and everything like that. I think like when you play like Call of Duty and like it'll be a group thing and someone like leaves the room so they're just stuck there. You know what I mean? I think he's gonna run down that play clock just dribbling over and over again. They're gonna be like, shoot the ball. He's like, what? And then like over and over.
I could totally see him do something where he's like, I'm only passing this game.
Yeah.
Like him just being like, you hired me to score, like get it from someone else.
Yeah.
Like hopefully Joel. Let's see how good Joel is when every team is defending him because they know that James isn't going to shoot. Like he's going to do something. Same with the running backs this year. Running backs are not going to block, and that's like one of the leverage. So if you got to look at what James Harden's leverage is, because it's not contract, and it's his own body.
Right.
Take it back. Anyways, next one up. Let's talk about this. Jonathan Taylor will lead the NFL in rushing this season. Today, Jonathan Taylor asked permission to seek a trade to get out of the Colts.
Right.
Smash or pass, Jonathan Taylor will lead the NFL this year in rushing.
I'm gonna have to pass, man. I'm gonna tell you why, man. Because if he leaves his team I play running back a little too, and you need that chemistry. It takes time to build that chemistry with your line.
Totally.
And so I'm a pass on that. Just because of that. Not saying he's not a great runner. He's an excellent runner.
Totally.
But because of that reason, with the chemistry part, I say pass.
Can I ask you a question since you play running back? What do you think of this running back situation with
It's brutal.
Are they being undervalued or is the role of a running back diminishing in the NFL right now?
I think a little of both.
Okay.
I think they are. I think they should be paid more. But at the same time, it's not the same game it was before. It's not like back in the day where you just had the running back ground and the pass. This isn't Barry Sanders' days.
Yeah.
It's more of a passing league. So, but if you want your value to go up, you're gonna have to catch the ball more.
This is highlights.
You're gonna have to catch the ball more. That's just why it's a passing league.
Every
It's not
single
even-
league now has this issue where there's been an abundance of scoring, an overwhelming amount of scoring. I think the NFL, you're going to see an overwhelming amount of wide receiver work this year.
Right,
I think you're going to see the running back position get diminished on purpose a little bit. I can totally see, this is obviously conspiracy theory of me, but I can see coaches being like, hey, if this is the situation going forward, and we need to have X amount of dollars that are like going to running backs and X amount of dollars that are going to wide receivers and stuff like that, in order to make some of those funds go over to wide receivers, I can totally see them running backs being used like less, or being used in like very specific roles, or running backs or wide receivers being told like, hey, can you like run a couple of times, just so that we can throw you the ball over time. The Christian McCaffrey format of player is going to be like way bigger. Anyways, next one up. You want to do next one?
Yeah. Okay, so there was this big story that came out where the Knicks are suing a former employee of the Knicks and also the Toronto Raptors because one of their former employees, when they went over to the Raptors, brought thousands of documents with them that were like proprietary Knicks documents, and like some of them were like prep sheets, things like that. And so now the Knicks are suing. Smash or pass here. There should be more spying in the NBA. Like this is a good thing.
Dang. Ooh, more spying.
More
Yeah,
spying.
more spying. More teams should be doing this.
More teams should be spying.
Should be spying on other teams.
I mean, they already. You know what, man? I'm gonna say yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna say smash. I feel like they already do that.
Can I?
He
Yeah.
just got caught.
That's what
That's like that. That's like one of those things where it's like, let's say it's a group of friends or whatever, and all the guys are cheating, but the one guy didn't get caught. Yeah, that's what it's kind of like. That's what it feels like to me. So I think it's already happening, but I don't think it has to be more.
I think
I don't think we should encourage it.
I think
they
that
should
you have
spy
to.
better.
I think that that's the whole thing. Exactly. Is that like pass on the current spying that's been happening?
Yeah.
Smash on doing spying that doesn't get you caught. I think at the end of the day, also the fact that it's happening against the Knicks, James Dolan, the law god. I love James Dolan. I'm a big Knicks fan out here. So I do think that they picked the wrong team to kind of mess with. Take it from someone else. Yeah. This is the law capital of the worworld.
This is personal.
Oh, yeah, and let me tell you right now, I'm going up to Canada to fix this, okay? I'm going to steal some of their files. We'll see. Yeah? I'll let you guys know what Drake's been talking about, what the DMs between the Toronto Raptors.
Exactly. You got to go for a team with a small front office. You know, some like small middle America town, Utah Jazz, they're like, oh, we got 4 people in the office and nothing's ever gone wrong, and they're just stealing documents, you know?
Let's do one quick one before we go to commercial break. Next one, I don't know if you've been watching any of the Little League World Series or any of the teams that have been honoring the Little League World Series, but the Nationals recently had 2 of their players put art on their baseball bats, and one of the bats was a number 2 pencil, and the top of it looked like an eraser. I thought it was a lot of fun.
Right.
Smash or pass, more MLB players should have customized bats.
Smash.
Yeah.
Smash that. That. Well, you know what, man? And the reason why is because, listen, if that bat helps you hit better, as a fan watching it, please use that bat because it's hard to hit no matter what.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what bat you use. Listen, I'm sorry. Listen, I grew up in Elizabeth with Dominicans, and they would hit bleach caps with little skinny broomsticks.
What?
Yeah. That's why they're good.
In Washington, I lived in Washington for a while. They sell those caps in the bodegas because that is how they actually teach them how to bat. It's like a real thing. That's how A-Rod learned how to hit.
So I just say that to say if they can hit that,
listen, I'll get one of them
whatever
Bam
works. Whatever works.
You know that little Bam Bam thing that Bam Bam used to walk around with Flintstones? I would want that as my bat.
Yeah.
That'd be fun for the video game too.
Oh yeah. I also you want to talk about adding potential value and just flash to Major League Baseball? Those bats, I would auction it.
Yeah,
why not? And with that, we got to go to commercial break. We'll be right back with more Sports Talks Game Breakers here on Prime Video, baby. Sharief, follow him around. Sharief Johnson.
Follow your boy.
Get him. Walk around with him. Chase him.